Thank you so much. I need a chaplain because I can't talk and cry at the same time. And I would prefer to talk right now, so if you could just send me all your good energy. I just want to express, first of all, deep gratitude for Dana and your team. What an incredible event. This is my first time, and I'm so honored to be here with you and to be able to share a few words that might help someone. I also want to thank every single person who made your way up the mountain. The time it took you, the energy it took you, the time out of your life, the money that you donated to be here, it all matters so much. And this community gathering is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So will you give yourself a big hand just for being here? So whenever I do something like this, I try to honor my audience by being very prepared. And I prepare in advance, and I write down all the words, and I time myself. And I don't know why, but I kept procrastinating. And as of last night, I was at a dinner party with my friends who were here, and I said, I have no idea what I'm going to say. So we'll just see what happens from here. But I did get up at 6 this morning, and some thoughts came to me. So I think the thing that had me stuck is I didn't know my audience. I didn't know if I should speak to survivors or to those like me who are in the thick of it, going through it, or to those of you who have lost someone very dear to you, or to our care providers, or the volunteers. And it dawned on me this morning at 6 that I'm talking to all of you.
Yes.
And there is a universal message that every one of us needs. So hopefully I can give you a little bit of that today. Y'all know Glennon Doyle, right? We Can Do Hard Things. Big fan. And I thought I'd talk a little bit about doing hard things. And as fate would have it, this morning I ran into Stephanie and Matt, who took me to Lake Mary before we got here. So, indeed, we can do hard things. In addition to yoga, I've been a fitness instructor, personal trainer, gym owner for over 45 years. And so I share with you something that personal trainers know well, and if you've ever had a trainer, you know well. It's this principle of progressive overload. So if you can lift a certain weight or do a certain exercise, if you've got a good trainer, they're going to let you coast for a minute, and then they're going to say, I think you need to go up in weight. Here's some 20s, right? Or 50s for the strong people. So life is very much like a good personal trainer. The longer I live, the more I realize you don't get to coast for long until life says, here, time to pick up some heavier weights. You know, I've been watching people do hard things for 45 years. In fact, some of my students will tell you I've been making people do hard things for 45 years. Well, my personal trainer showed up in 2015 in the way of breast cancer. I got very lucky. I caught it early. I had a family history, so I opted for a double mastectomy, 5 years of anastrozole, boom, boom, done. So lucky, got to ring the bell. I'm a cancer survivor, yes. And for 3 years, life let me coast. In 2023, my personal trainer came back. I was in my car driving to the Utah State Prison to teach yoga. And the oncology nurse said, Denise, got some bad news for you. Your cancer is back. It's in your spine, and it's in your lungs. It is incurable, but it's treatable. How many of you have heard that? All right, here's the treatable. So 2 years later, I'm the lucky recipient of some of the newer meds, the targeted chemos, the hormone blockers. I have an incredible, both traditional and non-traditional healing team for which I'm very grateful for, and an awesome community. And I consider you all my healing team and my community as of today. So none of us knows what the future holds. If you ask my husband, who is now an internet cancer expert, he'll tell you, you've got 3 to 5 years. And I try to get him to stop looking at the internet and look at me, and let's move forward together. But none of us knows, right? None of us knows. And so I'm going to quickly just tell you 5 things that are helping me on this journey. My number one medicine is mindset. And through the practices of yoga and meditation, it's not the mindset like Instagram memes and affirmations. It's the mindset that we only have right now. This is it, right here on this mountain is the only moment we have. We've got no business in the future. We just don't know what's up there, and we make ourselves suffer, and we add stress to our lives when we spend 1 extra minute up there. So I want to invite you to, just for this moment, if you can, put your feet on the ground. Feel the chair under your hips. You might close your eyes and just be aware of sun on your skin and breath in your lungs. Maybe there's a fragrance in the air from the mountains or from lunch. Be in this moment, just for this moment. And then be in this moment. And this. And I believe that's the way to get through the hard things, is to stay in the moments. What if, and I think the Reverend might agree with me on this, but what if at one point our soul was out there somewhere bouncing around and thought, how cool that must be to be on top of a mountain? What would it feel like to walk barefoot on the earth? What would coffee taste like? How about fresh watermelon or the summer cherries? Are y'all eating those summer cherries right now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, can you imagine that your soul called for that? I want to feel that. And what if my soul said, I want to experience cancer. I want to know what that's like. As crazy as that sounds, my body is experiencing all of the things that cancer provides, and aging and medicine. But I think my soul's kind of having a groovy time. I really think my soul is like day to day in, oh, that's what happens when you try to climb a peak and you're on targeted chemo. Maybe that's a new experience, Miss Fitness Professional. As Penna Chodron says, she believes that we are to appreciate all of the pain and all of the pleasure that these exact bodies provide us. And so maybe our soul's calling for that. Another strong medicine for me is movement. Movement every single day, no matter how good or bad I feel. So can you all indulge me for just a second and put your hands in the air? And wave them around like you just don't care. And then I want to teach you something called pandiculation. Have you ever watched a cat stretch?
Yes.
Okay, so when cats stretch, when animals stretch, they flex. It's like when you first wake up in the morning. Everybody do it like, and like make that sound. Like make a fake yawn. Don't punch anybody, but pandiculation, like movement every day, even if it's in your chair or your bed or with friends. Move every day. That, my friends, is medicine, even the little that we just did. Another medicine is community, as Dana mentioned. So I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. Will you bring your hands together in front of you? It's going to be super scary. Turn your hands out and connect palms with someone next to you. All right. What a gift. In this moment, you are feeling a heartbeat and a pulse of another living, breathing human being. This is community. We don't do enough of it. Send a message out through your hands. Receive a message back. We are more connected than we ever realize. Okay. Tell your friends thank you.
Thank you.
The last thing that I will offer is advice from my Grandma Annie. I did a TED Talk a few years ago. You can pull it up, and it's about Grandma Annie's advice. And she said, "Your past does not define you. Your past prepares you." I believe that my whole life prepared me for my Cancer 1.0. And I believe that Cancer 1.0 prepared me for Cancer 2.0. And I'm old enough to know that this is likely preparing me for something else that might be harder. But I also know that my soul is ready. My soul is game. Bring it on. Let's learn something new. I'm learning to trust. I'm learning patience. I'm learning empathy. And I'm really learning to be in this beautiful moment and not get ahead of myself. And that's what I'd really like to offer all of you. So let's do one more thing. Will you take your hands and just place them on your chest? Can you breathe your heart up in towards your hands? Can you be reminded in this moment of what your own precious, amazing breath feels like? Remember that as long as there's a beat in your heart and breath in your lungs, there's purpose. Today, our purpose is to be together, to share joy, community, love, and hope, and stories. Let's honor this time together, the remainder of this time, by making a solemn vow. May we take not one moment or breath for granted. Our souls are having a blast. The light of my soul sees, embraces, and honors the light in each of your souls. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.